Hello everyone, this is Dowell20 and welcome to episode 84 of Dowell20's Let's Play series. Just want to check on something real quick. Wanted to see how you were doing. Okay, good. Sweet. Hey, between episodes, I've just been kind of babysitting my reactor a little bit. Things look pretty okay so far. We'll see, how things go. Meanwhile, I'm producing tons and tons of power. If we jump back into our induction mode here, we'll see that we're doing quite well. Oh yeah, 55 billion RF. I've had more I've absolutely had more, but hey, we're just getting started. So now what I want to do is automate some of the other resources that we need to keep things going and happy. So clearly we're going to need a few things here. Okay, we're low on uranium. Okay. So we're gonna wanna figure that out at some point. We're definitely low on sulfur, which we know how to automate. We just need to better automate. And then fluorite. So I want to try fluorite combs. I want to check out how Progressive Bees works and if it's gonna how ridiculous can I get? Can I get tons of fluorite, or am I gonna do these bees and it's gonna be yeah, I get 6 pieces of fluoride every 10 minutes. Okay. We'll see. I don't know. I might get 6,000 pieces of fluoride every 10 minutes. I have no idea. But we're going to check it out. And it's a good excuse to get into that mod because it's been a while since I've really looked at and played with productive bees. So I'm curious to see if I can because in fairness, passive generation of resources is cool, but we really need a ridiculous amount of resources for the nuclear reactor. It is just really resource hungry and intensive, right? So let's pop down first things first to our altar here. So big main thing that we're going to need to do, not that sacrificial knife, I want the sacrificial dagger of sacrifice. Yeah, buddy. That should be cool. All right, so that'll at least get sulfur running a little bit better. And if we take a look at this, we're starting to get LP again. That said, I'm going to want to automate in a better way this thing so that this runs all the time, right? And to do that, we're going to need a ritual. So we're going to jump into blood magic today, and we're going to get into rituals. So let's take a look at the book and figure out which ritual we want. It's the Well of Suffering, I want to say. Pretty sure that's accurate. So I'm going to need you guys for sure, and we can get our Scientifium. And if we take a look at the list of rituals, Well of Suffering is pretty much what I'm looking for. Attack mobs within its damage zone and puts the LP into a nearby blood altar. Okay, so for a total of 36 runes and an activation cost of 40,000 LP with a base usage cost of 2 LP, we can get pretty much automated LP going on, and that would be cool. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so let's get ritual stones. We've got 2 of them. We're definitely going to want more, so let's get reinforced dudes. So we're gonna want 36 of these. So let me swap this out for a sec, and then get Dagger of Sacrifice again. Yeah, having to do this, we don't want to have to do that no more, right? Yeah, if we can avoid it, that would be cool. So there's 4 of them. That'll get me to 38, and then we're going to want a Master Ritual Stone, right? So let's not forget that's a thing. Okay, and then we're just going to need a few more of these guys. And that should be cool. All right, so that should be the 36 that we need. Okay, usually I put this below the altar. I'm wondering if I can put it above the altar. That would be kind of cool, right? Especially because we already have the mob stuff up here. So how tall or how big is that structure gonna be? So if we look at it, it's 1 below and 1 above, so it's really only 3 blocks tall. Am I seeing that correctly, or is it 4? I think it's 3. Yeah, 3 blocks up and down. So if I maybe squeeze it in here, that would be kind of cool. So if I put my Master Ritual Stone here, okay, and then let's make sure that your well is suffering. These in alphabetical order, I forget. Okay, so that seems pretty doable, right? I think that's doable. Is that going to work? We'll find out. It would be kind of cool if we could fit that up there, right? And then how's my LP looking? Not great. Not too great. So let's stick this in there again. Let's make sure that you're vacuuming that stuff up as fast as possible. Maybe not as fast as possible, but that should quickly fill you. Now it's 40,000 LP to activate. So if this thing fit in here in this little space, a rush of energy flows to the ritual. All right, cool. And then they're doing that. I think it's working. I think it's working. I think it's working indeed. How cool is that? All right. Sweet. Now, talk to me about what upgrades I can put on this thing. Damage. All models take damage. This is not cool bears. Okay. I guess, does that mean I can't upgrade it? The Well of Suffering? Are there no upgrades for it? Wouldn't it show me on this page if there were upgrades available? I feel like that's... Where's my growth ritual? Yeah, see? This is where you'd see which will needs to affect it, right? So we would see increases the speed, increases the time. So considering there are no upgrades for the Well of Suffering, that's kind of a bummer. It's not the end of the world, but as you can see, it's doing its job, right? So it's getting the dudes, it's harming them, and then it's filling up the thing pretty quickly, actually. Not too shabby. So I'd like you to regenerate some reinforced slates, but then in theory this should be done, right? And if I were to just leave this Master Blood Orb in here, he should always run. Cool. Let's wait for this thing to get these guys filled in to 32 again, and then I'll come back and I'll just put the Master Blood Orb in and we'll call it a day. Alright, so I think we're doing pretty good here. Looks like we have a net gain on essence, which is nice to see. It means that over a period of time we'll be getting more and more essence. And it looks like the sulfur should be working. Yes, nice. Let's real quick check in on that. So let me go over to here. Yeah, so you're producing your sulfur. That's good. Pop over to our reactor. And that's bad. Why reactor bad? I see no overflow of this. I know the temperature's not overflowed. Why? What happened here? I am very sus. I am very, very sus. It might be that there's not enough buffer here for nighttime. Or it might be a thing. Well, that's bad. I might die. There's radiation protection. Right? I might need that. Last stand activated. Oh no, that's probably not good. That's probably actually not good. I don't know if there's a way to cure radiation. Short of dying. Kind of out of potatoes already. There we go. Hooray! Hooray! Crisis averted. Alright, so let's re-equip this stuff. Let's re-equip that stuff. You can go there, you can go there, and let's see if we can solve that problem. So that is not a good problem. So let's first off, let's get radiation protection going on in... I don't know why that thing did what it did. So radiation shielding. I assume this goes in here, right? Radiation shielding. Protects against radiation damage from other mobs, such as Mechanism. For full protection, you need 1 radiation shielding upgrade in every piece of armor, although any upgrades are better than none at all. Cool. So, that works. That works. That works. Radiation shielding should be now online, which is cool. Let's go back and see if we can't diagnose. So first off, I'm going to want probably... put away... I'm debating... I'm thinking I want to put away some stuff, right? Ancient Codex can go away real quick. I did not want to middle click my hotbar. That's not at all what I wanted. You go away, you go away. You guys go away. You. You can go there, you can go there. You should be on my back. I don't even know how you managed to get there. Is there a potato-y... Good. You go in there for feeding purposes. You can hang out. You can go away. My goodness, I haven't cleaned up my inventory in a while, have I? Whew, it's rough. All right, you clean up, and you're still net gaining. Cool. All right, so let's go see A, if I'm protected from radiation now, which hopefully yes, and B, if we can figure out what went wrong. So yeah, no more death, so that's cool. Okay. I'm gonna get a Geiger counter. All right, made one of these real quick. Basic control circuit lead, and we can see it's definitely high. Where is the problem? Was it here? It definitely is. Definitely here. Time to decay, 10 hours. Oof, that's gonna be rough. All right, so what happened? That I don't know. I'm guessing maybe because we're only processing solar neutron, there was not enough buffer inside these tubes. That could have been the problem. So if we want to make that no longer a problem, we could have a nice little buffer in the middle there by way of radioactive waste barrels. That's the only thing I can imagine as having gone wrong. That's the only thing I can think of, right? Is it probably overnight decided to misbehave itself. Though why it didn't trigger off, probably because I don't have a sensor for excess, excess waste. I could put another logic adapter here. And hopefully this would work. Okay, and you would be the excess waste output. Cool. That might work. Okay. So the only way to know if that was the problem is if this guy starts filling up at nighttime. So my guess is, here's what happened, right? If we go home, we can test this. Okay, once nighttime hits, my guess, and actually we can test this pretty well. Let's actually turn you off for a sec. So you should be empty now, right? Let's test this for real. Okay. So, once nighttime hits, you're no longer able to process because solar neutron activator is solar powered. Yeah, it doesn't, yeah. So then you should start backstuffing on nuclear waste, right? And unfortunately, we can't see the amount inside the pressurized tubes, but at some point, this waste tank is going to fill up. And when that happens, now our reactor should trigger the fission of this guy for excess waste. But I think before it wasn't. So the only way to know if this is what really happened is to just kind of wait here and see if at some point in the night, this waste tank starts to fill up. My guess is that it will. So I'll come back in a minute when it does. Oh, look, it's already starting to fill up. Ha 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 ha. All right, so yeah, see, look, the nuclear waste tank is filling. There's your problem, right? Because of nighttime. Because I didn't put a buffer. Now, the other thing you could do, if you wanted to, would be to make this, instead of a basic pressurized tube, make it the ultimate pressurized tube, because they have a way bigger storage capacity, right? But the theory is that this waste tank filled up prior to the night ending. So once this waste tank filled up, it started leaking into the environment, and that's where we had a problem, right? So in 10 hours, this will clear up. It's not the end of the world. I can, life goes on. And luckily, because I've got the nice armor protection now, it's not going to hurt me at all. If you wanted to, there's commands that you can use. If you're not a fan of this mechanic, you can always just flip into cheat mode real quick and use the mechanism command to remove any radiation sources. Not a big deal. Okay. So yeah, that's probably what's happening. So I'm going to come back in a minute, hopefully when this is like close, and we'll see this redstone trigger, and that would be cool. I don't know what threshold this needs to be considered high excess waste, but this will at least let us test our automatic turn off. So that would be cool. So here's what I'll tell you is we're almost halfway through the night. You're at the exact halfway point when if you look straight up and you can't look up anymore, like all the way up, right? All the way up. When the moon hits your cursor, you're right about, perfect midnight time, right? And at that point, we've built up about 230,000 millibuckets. Now, the radioactive waste barrel that I was going to put in there is 512. So this barrel can probably hold a full night's worth of waste. And by the time morning hits, it'll start processing it faster than it's making it. So that tells me that the waste barrel, one of them, can handle the nuclear waste coming out of this reactor, just as an FYI. But it also tells me that we're gonna backstop this reactor on fuel before the night ends, without the waste barrel in place, that is. So we'll come back in a moment when we see if this thing works. All right, I am now officially curious. Where's my buddy the moon? Where'd the moon go? Oh, there he is, hiding behind clouds. Okay, fair enough. I'm officially curious at what point this thing's going to trigger. I guess 416 is probably the limit that this has. So, curious what'll happen here. But if the radioactive output thing is working the way I would hope it would, we should see a redstone signal trigger here at some point, turning off the reactor. Or things are going to get worse really quickly. Hey, look, it did it. Ha ha ha, it did. So as soon as it filled up with waste to the max level, see the reactor turned off? Ha ha. Ha ha. Nice, right? Okay. And that's what I would want, right? So because we have the reactive output thing, that's cool. So heat will cause it, but also a filled up waste bucket will also now, right? Does that look cool? All right. There you go. That looks good. Now, as soon as we hit daytime, what should happen is we'll start draining some of that waste out. It'll convert into the appropriate resource, right? Polonium. How are we doing on polonium, by the way? We have 324. I think we should make some plutonium for a bit. So I'm going to flip that lever and let that start processing, right? So now we'll get plutonium. He's going to drain out. Our signal turned off, but remember, the way I designed this circuit is that I did not want the reactor to turn back on by itself. That was the whole goal, is I did not want that to happen. So, what we're going to do, all right, so you're empty now, right? Good. Let's put our waste barrel here. Let's do that, and let's do, okay, you're already extracting, so that's cool. So now I just need to double flip the lever, boop, boop, and now we're running, and now you're draining, and everybody's cool, and now we just have to wait for our radiation to wear off. Good deal? Okay, so radiation bad. Warned you guys. That's why we built this far away from our base, so it wouldn't be radioactive near our base. Now, the good news is the further you get away from it, the lower the radiation exposure. And then, like, all the way out here, it's like nothing, right? So it gets bad as we get closer and closer. Okay, but it'll eventually drop, right? Over time, it'll drop. In about 10 hours, it'll be nothing. So, no biggie. No biggie. Especially because this awesome, super duper amazing armor protects against it. Like, I love that. Alright, so the good news is it looks like we're building up sulfur. Now, the bad news is we're probably building up sulfur because we're out of, I would guess, fluorite or uranium. And the answer is we're out of both. So, yeah, like we're okay on uranium for the moment, but like only a smidgen, and we're totally out of it. So, yeah, we should be aware of that downfall. So to solve those problems, let's jump into bees. Let's jump into that. I don't know too much about bees, productive bees. I've played with it a little bit. I think it's been a long time since I played with productive bees. I've obviously done these things. So we have a lot of honeycombs and we have a lot of honey. So that's kind of cool. But beyond this, I don't know nothing about nothing. I just work here. So let's look into fluorite combs. So to get fluorite combs, there's a 100% chance that a fluorite bee will produce a fluorite comb. And a bee conversion, we want to get a diamond bee, and we want to right-click the diamond bee with a piece of fluorite ore or a fluorite block, and that will turn them into a fluorite bee. So let's work backwards and figure out how to get diamond bees and fluorite bees and all this stuff, right? So diamond bees are breeding in the presence of any flower, a lapis and an ender. And a lapis is a redstone and a blue banded. And this bee is solitary and can be found living alone in forests around the world. Look up recipe for this bee to see which nests it can spawn in. Oh, cool. If we give honey treats to dark oak or cherry nest, you'll find them. All right, so these are in-world bees, these blue-banded. Redstone bees are bred with glowing and chocolate. And chocolate is found living in nests around the world. Okay. And glowing, you glowstone a glowstone nest, which is made... A wooden sword plus glowstone equals a glowstone nest. Okay. So let's do this, and then let's also get cages, bee cages. So there's sturdy bee cages that you can buy from villagers. Those are reusable, or you can just get like regular bee cages, which I believe are like one-time use, pick up bees and then lose them kind of deal. So let's get that. And that should be cool. So we want to take this glowstone nest, and if we attracts glowing bees in the nether, nest must be placed in the nether to attract bees. But apparently if I click it with glowstone dust, it will produce a glowing bee. I guess we'll see what happens with that. To the nether we go. Okay, so you... Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. And then 1200 ticks later, repopulation cooldown, use additional ticks to speed up. So if I do that, it'll more quickly do that. So I can just do this, or I can tick accelerate it with... Cool. Or I could just tick accelerate it with a time in a bottle, right? But let's go. Hello, glowing bee. Nice to see you. Well, that's cool. Nest is empty. Use a spawn item to attract a tree. The desk can attract a bee. Okay, cool. And then I could just do... That works. That's not terrible. I can totally do that, right? So we'll get a couple glowing bees. Okay. And that should be cool. There's your glowing bee. All right, so that's easy enough, right? So just click it with glowstone, give it time, it'll produce a bee. Easy peasy. All right, so that's step one. Now let's go find some of the other bees that are World Gen bees, right? So we need to find chocolate, and we need to find blue banded, right? And then everything else should be breedable. So chocolate and blue banded. So these are regular bees, right? Now, that said, chocolate mining bees come from sand nests, gravel nests, or dirt nests. Now, I'm pretty sure I can make those too if I want, right? Yeah, I think we make them, right? And blue banded comes from dark oak nests. Dark oak nest. So if I got my wooden sword, okay, and then we got a honey treat, which I think is pretty easy to get, right? Honey block. So this will work in much the same way. I place this here, I do this, and now we just wait. Okay, and then we'll see if that produces the right kind of bee or not. That got me a green carpenter bee, which is not exactly what I want. So we'll try again. I don't know if this is biome specific or what, or how this works. But we're going to find out together. It's also green carpenter bee. Looks like there's a few kinds of bees that it can produce, so we just kind of have to get a little bit lucky. Yellow carpenter bee. Okay. There we go, blue banded. That's what we wanted. Sweet. Okay, well, that wasn't so bad. And then now if I want the chocolate bee, that'll come out of either a sand or a gravel or a dirt. So let's see what I get here. Dirt has a lot of kinds of bees, it looks like. Oh, that's just bee spawning. No, I want dirt nest. Specifically dirt only. Okay, I guess not. Okay. So then chocolate could also come out of sand. Is that going to be cool? Sand can be chocolate or ashy. So let's just do sand nest. That should be cool, right? That should be easy enough. Do you think it's biome specific? We're going to find out though, right? So I put honey treat, sand nest. Honey treat. There are no bees in this location that will move into this nest. Oh. Okay, so it's biome specific. So chocolate mining bee around the overworld. Look up the recipe with the bee. You're gonna tell me what? Should I try a gravel one? Or should I try a different biome? I'm assuming this is biome specific, right? Maybe it has to be like, so this is a flower forest. You know what? I bet I have a hunch. Chocolate bee, right? Probably a jungle biome? The jungle biome over here by our desert. Not there, per se, but here. So I bet if I put this in here... There are no bees in this move. Yeah, guys, come on. Really? There are no bees in this location that can move into this nest. How about a gravel nest? I'm just curious. For real, it's rude. There are no bees in this location that can move into this nest. Okay. So, is there a book for bees? There's got to be, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure there is. I bet it's listed under Patchouli. Big Book of Bees from Productive Bees. That works for me. Alright, let's see what you have to say about bees. All the bees. Hive bees. Professional bees. Solitary bees. Chocolate mining bees. Do you have any notes on it? No. All right, let me try. Let me try one more thing. Let me try putting it here in this biome. There are no bees in this location that can move into this nest. Okay, so you should be able to do chocolate mining bee. Yep, or... Okay, so let's try a couple different biomes, because I assume that this is biome specific, right? So if I put you over here in a beach, it can attract bees in this location. See what we get. Okay. Maybe we'll get lucky. It's possible that a chocolate mining bee will spawn in a beach. I mean, it is a sand nest, right? So maybe that's related. You know what? It's nighttime, isn't it? Yeah. Sleep through night, please. Sleep through night, please. So what do we get? We got an ashy bee. You. Another ashy bee. Now my concern is that we'll only get ashy bees in this biome, and we have to find the right biome for the chocolate mining bee. I think Google might be in my future. I'm almost certain Google's going to be in my future if this is another ashy mining bee. Nope, chocolate mining bee. Got what I wanted. Woohoo! Okay, so that works. So that's cool. So now I know how to get the chocolate mining bees. Awesome. Now we got lots of bees. Now we have to figure out breeding, because that's, you know, a thing. So bee breeding. Breeding chamber. Ooh, that's cool. Upgrade baby. Okay. That's cool stuff. Okay, so let's snag this guy. You're going to go away. Now, if I were to put this away... Good, I can search for the appropriate bee by name in in there. So that works. So that goes... Sweet. All right. So now we need a breeding chamber. Okay, so we need one of these. Upgrade base. Not a problem. We're going to need... do you care what kind of comb we get? Let's do that, and let's do this, and then we can use you to get the breeding chamber. Sweet. Okay, so out here, talk to me about breeding chambers. All right. Now, does the book have anything to say about breeding? There's that. Blocks. Breeding chamber. In this machine, you can breed bees in a safe environment. Supply the machine with 2 parent bees, their respective breeding items, as well as power and empty cages for the offspring. You can speed up the process with speed upgrades. Sweet. So he needs some RF. So let's get some buddy old flux point. Okay. Bing, bang, boom. Nice. Okay. So if I want a redstone bee, we're going to need glowing and chocolate, right? So we get glowing and chocolate. and we put them together along with some bee cages. And that's pretty cool. Look at that. Remove and put back a cage to change output. Oh, neat. Okay, cool. And then you need your any flowers, I assume. It doesn't matter, right? Any flowers. There you go, friends. Hey, look, breeding chamber. It has a little timer at the top. Sweet. And then we can do speed upgrades from here. 1, 2. We can't possibly... Oh, those are honey treats. I was like, there's no way we're out of honey. I saw we had like dozens of those. Yeah, no, those are honey treats. My bad. Are we out of diamonds? Really? That's kind of funny to me. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of funny. So if I put you guys in there, that's going to go that much faster now. Sweet. And I assume that I can do this as well. That works. And then in theory, it consumed the flowers, so this will breed a singular redstone bee. And I'm hoping it doesn't get rid of the chocolate and the glowing. It doesn't appear that it does. Sweet. All right, well, that's cool. Do bees have traits in this mod? I don't even know. I have no idea. These are all the bees themselves. Genetics, bee attributes. I guess they do. They have productivity, endurance, effect. Okay, cool. Neat. We'll have to look into how that all works too. But for now, let's just get like the basics, right? Like the super basics. All right, so now that we've got the redstone bee, right, we need the ender bee. And that is an end stone nest with popped chorus fruit. And I'm going to go on a limb and assume that I need to be in the end for that one. That's probably a fair assessment, right? And then some popped chorus fruit. I'm guessing I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Okay. So, to an end portal we go. Get me some more cages. Ender bee. Sweet. Is that what I wanted? I guess so. Yeah. That's the only bee you can get out of the end stone nest. So that works. Okay. So now, ender bee plus lapis bee, which is redstone and blue banded, right? So redstone and blue banded. Redstone bee plus blue banded bee will get me a lapis with any kind of flowers. Okay, so you and you, blue banded and redstone. And cool, you can see actually their attributes on there. That's pretty nifty. And now you're going to make lapis. Make it so. Yes. Go. Breed. Do I have to click it or something? What makes you actually go? Accepts any Minecraft flowers. What's interesting is I'm not seeing like a thing here. Right? Why are you not just moving? I would expect this to be good now, right? Like, what am I forgetting? Huh. I'm gonna try breaking you. Let's do the old break and replace, right? So if I did blue banded and redstone. What is up? I wonder if, like, this is a baby redstone bee. Is that possible? Oh, yeah, look at that. It is. Ha, 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 ha. Okay. There's your problem. I bet that's why they're not beating. Yeah. I bet that's the problem. It just occurred to me. So how do I, like, grow you up without, you know, problems? I'm pretty sure there's a ritual from... let's see. Is there a thing in here about bee breeding? I need to read, probably. Pretty sure there's a blood magic ritual that causes entities to grow up way faster. That would be cool. Let's see. Miscellaneous. What's Incubator do? Hey, there you go. The incubator. Use the incubator to speed up the process. And we put the baby in the cage and insert it into the incubator together with a bunch of honey treats. Another use for the incubator is to infuse an egg with a specific bee-type gene to get it to spawn egg of that bee-type. The bee-type gene you obtain through genetics, something, 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 baby incubator. That's what we want. That's cool. I knew there had to be a way to, like, speed up the growth of the bees from babies. Okay, so let's go look at you. So real quick nap. I think we're getting close to the end of the episode, if I'm not mistaken. Probably because radiation distracted me today, but that's okay. We'll look into getting this going. So you go away. Redstone Ender Bee. So this guy is adult. Child. Got it. Okay, so this goes in here. And then we need honey treats. Is it 20 honey treats to get them into adult? Alright, honey treats. So 1 to 1, I'm going to go this route. Oh, that's super annoying. We are definitely going to need more honey at some point. Is it working right now? Maybe it needed all 6 in there to get kicked off. Or all 20, I mean. Yep, totally used all 20. So now I do this, and you should be cool, right? Yeah, see at the top? It's moving now. So that's what it is. All right, so let's wrap up here. It's wrapping up point. Dowell20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let's come back next time and play more with bees. Does that sound cool? I hope so, because that's pretty much what we're doing. All right, for now, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.